The age of the universe. Whilst the Big Bang provided an explanation as to the origin of the universe, it remained necessary to calculate its age. To do so, astronomers once again rely on redshift to calculate the speeds and distances of the furthest galaxies and quasars. These distances provide good indications to the age of the universe. It was found that the most distant objects in the observable universe travel at velocities of 240,000 kilometers per second, 80% the speed of light. When we look into the depth of space, we are actually looking back in time. When we are looking at a distant galaxy, we are not seeing it as it is now, but as it was billions of years ago. The estimation of the age of the universe has been on a constant increase during the past 100 years. To be exact, it was since Hubble discovered that the universe is constantly expanding. The current estimation puts the age of the observable universe at around 13.5 billion years. It is interesting to know that the age of the universe has been mentioned in the Quran. This information is found in the combined input of the following two verses. First, the angels and the Ruh ascend to him in a day the measure of which was 50,000 years. Quran chapter 70 verse 4. This verse refers to the ascent of angels back to heaven after settling all matters of the universe. The verse clearly said a day that was and not a day that is, which clearly indicates that that day was in the past, 50,000 years ago. Second, a day with your Lord is like 1,000 years of your count. Quran chapter 22 verse 47. With a few simple equations. If one day, for God, equals 1,000 years, for man, then 1 year, for God, is equal to 1,000 times 365, for man, equals 365,000 years. Therefore, 50,000 years of God's count equals 365,000 x 50,000 of man's count, equals 18.25 billion. It is important to note that the 50,000 years mentioned in Quran chapter 70 verse 4 are of God's years and not of man's. The reasons are as follows. 1. Unlike the words in Quran chapter 22 verse 47, where the count of man is mentioned, man is not mentioned in Quran chapter 70 verse 4, and thus the count is God's count. 2. The event mentioned in Quran chapter 70 verse 4, which was 50,000 years ago of God's count, 18.25 billion years of our count, was the creation of the universe. This is because a day in our count, 24 hours, is the time it takes the Earth to spin around its axis, and naturally, neither the Earth nor man existed when the universe was being created. This once again confirms that the count in Quran chapter 70 verse 4 could not be man's count but God's count. 3. Finally, the universe was created by God, which also means that the count of its creation, 50,000 years ago, must also be in God's count. As we can see, the age of the universe given in the Quran, 18.25 billion years, is older than the age agreed upon by scientists today, which is 13.5 billion years. However, when we look into the methods by which scientists arrived at the figure of 13.5 billion years, we can understand why this age is no more than an estimated age. The 13.5 estimation could well be an underestimation for two reasons. First, astronomers estimate the age of the universe by means of two variables. 1. By looking for the oldest and farthest galaxies and quasars. 2. By measuring the rate of expansion of the universe and extrapolating back to the Big Bang. Both of these methods are based on the available observations and are therefore highly dependent on the available apparatus and technology. 1. The farthest galaxies. This information relies on what has been detected so far in the observable universe. We can only detect what our instruments allow us to observe and detect. The observable universe has been consistently getting bigger with the advance in technology and instrumentation. There is no reason to think that this trend will stop in the future. A bigger universe, with farther galaxies means an older universe. 2. The rate of expansion. Even though the rate of expansion of the universe is accelerating, it is dependent on what is called the Hubble constant, whose estimation has been increased a number of times. The Hubble constant is dependent on how much matter is in the universe, as well as the amount of dark energy in the universe. Both of these values are estimations at best. Second, up to 2022, the farthest known galaxy was known as GN Z11. This galaxy is thought to be 13.4 billion light-years away. However, as of April 2022, a newly detected galaxy claimed the record. This was called HD1 and is thought to be 13.5 billion light-years away. The light that reaches us from such a galaxy tells us that it has been a galaxy for that length of time. However, it does not tell us the length of time since its creation. Nor does it tell us the length of time that passed after the Big Bang until its creation. But that is not all. What about galaxies that may exist beyond HD1 whose light has not had enough time to reach us yet? Thank you for watching and see you soon.